And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
And good morning, my fellow futures traders, friends, my favorite futures family. It's time for the market forecast. Monday, December the 12th. Almost getting pretty close to the holiday season here. Hopefully you had a nice restful weekend and you're ready for all that this week has to offer. And this week is offering quite a bit. As far as economic data this morning, it's going to be a quiet day for economic data, but it's packed with action for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, the FOMC meeting begins. We've got the CPI numbers coming out tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. prior to the open. Wednesday, EIA Petroleum Status Report, FOMC announcement, and the Fed Chair Press Conference. FOMC announcement at 11 Central. Chair press conference at 1 Central, Fed Chair press conference at 1:30. Thursday, we've got a whole bunch of things coming out. Jobless claims as usual on Thursday. Philly Fed, retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, industrial production, business inventories, EIA natural gas, all that on Thursday. Finishing the week with quadruple witching on Friday and the PMI composite flash due out on Friday. So we've got a lot of important information coming out for us this week. It is going to be a challenging, hopefully a highly profitable week for all of you. If you're already in the markets, hopefully you've got things going your way. Stocks still holding steady to higher on switch day. Switch day is supposed to be tomorrow, but already we're seeing higher volume in the S&Ps in the March contract. You're fine to trade either of them today. Notice that the Nasdaq still has a little bit higher volume in the December contract. So March contract is fine to trade today. December contract is fine to trade today. Tomorrow, you should be expecting to trade the March contract for sure. It's a little bit early, this rollover. I wonder why. You think a lot of investors and longer time frame traders are trying to get their rollover done cheaply before tomorrow and before Wednesday? I would say there's a pretty good bet for that. So we've got a little bit of an early roll this week, or this rollover. So kind of good news on that is toward the end of the week, rollover will be coming to an end, except for, of course, we do have quadruple witching on Friday. We've seen our equities kind of fall into range starting last week. They're still inside that range. And a lot of that can, I think, be attributed to the fact that rollover is in play and our longer time frame traders are really more interested in getting a cheap rollover accomplished than becoming directional, which we're pretty sure we're going to find some directional activity at some point this week. So they're preparing for that, as well as investors and traders alike. Crude prices remained soft this morning as weak financial and economic uncertainty looms large here this week. Currency futures are likely to roll to March tomorrow prior to the FOMC. That would be probably about a day early for them. I've got a 80 pounds of trouble here, Moose and me, so that I will pet her. She says good morning to you all as well. VIX this morning, nice spike to the upside. Last I checked, up about 6.3% at 2418. Volatility already expected in the markets this week in that number. Dollar index down slightly at 104.7, and the yield on the 10-year continues to hang right around 3.5%, and it's still there this morning. As always, if you like what you see, tell everybody and hit the lucky like button. Share, comment, question, feedback, and heckling are always welcome here, as well as a lot of love. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get notified when we do go live. Big event tomorrow at 9:30. We're going to have Make Hogue Money, not at 8:20. It's going to be at 9:30 tomorrow with special guest Anne-Marie Band. We're going to have her with us for an hour discussing what the markets are doing after the CPI number. That should be an interesting session. Also, Anne-Marie is going to be available to ask questions. A lot of folks asking questions about options and spotgamma.com, which is provided to us by Joe D. So we'll find out what kind of questions you have for Anne-Marie tomorrow. What else? Well, we do have group coaching today. Here's the link to get into group coaching at 12:30. I got one emailed in question. I do take the emailed in questions first. If you have a specific question, feel free to email it to me at jhoagland@topstep.com. JHOAGLAND at topstep.com. Excuse me. I need a little cup of coffee here. All right. We also have Make Hogue Money today at 2 p.m. Central. Now, you'll be able to see that on YouTube. If you want to be more of a participant, come into the Zoom meeting where I'm putting the link in now. First link, group coaching. Second link, Make Hogue Money. That's at 12:30 for group coaching, 2 o'clock for Make Hogue Money, and then, of course, about 3:15, we'll have the recap where we're going to reflect what happened on the trading day today and think a little bit about what might happen tomorrow. And as we all know, and as we say here often, my goodness, anything can happen. Good morning to everybody. Sonny's first in the room, winning the prize, bringing us a nice, tasty quote for us. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot in it and hang on. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Good quote, Sonny. Thank you for that. Brody, good morning. Joel, Stephen, Dimitar, Alejandro, good morning. Rooster, good morning. Shaw, Spencer, good morning. JM. Apparently Wednesday, FOMC Day, is going to be Spencer's birthday. Maybe we'll have to bake a cake for you, Spencer. Happy birthday if we don't get the chance to tell you on Wednesday. Today's range, is probably going to somewhat be range bound. The markets are already range bound. They're going to be opening in range. We did have a late spike on Friday in the S&Ps, but not in the Nasdaq. Similar but different. We're going to check that out in the charts very soon. Caesar, Brody, good morning. More volume in the March contract. Again, you can trade either of them today. I'm expecting more liquidity in the March contract, certainly in the S&Ps and by the end of the day in the Nasdaq, but you're fine trading the December contract. The charts that we have are already set to the March contract. They were sent out for the March contract in the weekly kickoff. There was a little bit of a typo, in the Make Hogue Money on the Nasdaq. We will check that out today on the charts and get that straightened out for everyone. Jay, good morning. Lukash, either is fine. I'm going to be trading the March today. Jimmy, good morning. All happy trades this week. Only winning trades allowed. From your mouth to God's ears, Jimmy. Caprice, Dan, Alfred. Past step 2 Friday. 10K account waiting for activation. Congratulations, Alfred. Very, very proud and very happy for you. Vince, Timothy, Naveen, Charles, Terrence, Scott, Sonny, Concord, Serenity Trader, good morning. Alfred, market forecast is extremely helpful to my trading. Thank you, Alfred, for letting me know. I'm very happy that we've been able to make a difference to you in your trading. And again, congratulations on your success in the trading combine. Just keep doing what you are doing. Rob T, Jason, Dr. VJ Rusty Golfer, my spirit animal, good morning. Anissa, good morning. Glitter Sandwich, Adrian, good morning. Ron Merlot, good to see you. You stay classy. Dark Kevin, JD, Three Lions Insight, Dowitzer Swapnel, good morning. I think today will be a choppy market, so patience is key today, 100%. 100% agreed. Grim Reaper Trader, good morning. Sarah Hall, prayers and love to you as well. Albert, good morning. And my brother, Rick, also known as Randolph Hoagland, is with us this morning. I love you, buddy. All right, so we're going to get down to business in these charts. We're going to get down to business in the markets, and we're going to see what kind of opportunities we're seeing today. Now, it's not every day that there's all that much to talk about in some of these markets, and I think today is one of those days. We all have those days, but we know what we've got heading into this week. We know that there's not a lot of information due out. I think it's going to give traders and investors alike the opportunity to position themselves, to prepare themselves for protection for Tuesday's CPI and certainly the FOMC on Wednesday. Everybody thinks that the FOMC is going to raise rates by 50 basis points. That's where the odds are. If something wacky happens, somebody says something out of line, which they have a tendency to do, it can certainly knock these markets around. We've had a down week last week. We've fallen into range. I think we're going to continue probably in that range today, unless, of course, somebody says or does something goofy. I do have one talking Fed in one of my economic calendars. It says Raphael Bostic is due to speak at 11 today, but as far as I know, they're still under gag order because of the FOMC meeting, which again begins tomorrow and ends up on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central. Yeah, right, Spencer? Watch Powell come out swinging. Well, you know, some of the information that we received economically last week was relatively encouraging, and that's not what the Fed wants to see right now. They want to see a little contraction in all of this, and you know, so if it comes out anything other than 50 basis points, it certainly could knock these markets around. I think a lot of folks are kind of expecting something like that. Let's jump into the charts here. My bad there, I pushed the wrong button. Sam Bankman-Fried is also talking on Tuesday. My goodness. That should be interesting, right? All right, here is the daily in the S&Ps. Gonna make sure we've got things going right here. All right. So, what did we do last week? Monday, we had a continuation of the Friday before, the push to the downside, and since then, the market has really seeked and found its area of balance. It's comfortable here. We're doing two-sided trade here. It is rollover, and this is a tendency of rollover to fall into range. This morning, still in rollover, moving to the next contract month is still largely huge on the minds of the longer time frame traders. So there's a lot of prep that's going to be happening last week and today, of course, for what's coming out. Now, the scheduled roll is for tomorrow, but the March contract already has much higher volume than the December contract in the S&Ps. Maybe not so much in the Nasdaq, but why the early roll? Well, because we know we've got CPI tomorrow and FOMC, so a lot of our longer time frame traders have chosen to make those moves out of the March contract and into the December, or out of the December contract and into the March contract. I don't even know what I'm saying here this morning. Early. So I'm expecting a lot of the roll to occur today, which again is going to lend to keeping us range bound. A lot of positioning for the next couple of days. Here's the 30-minute chart. All right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, range. We're still in that range. If we have any overnight inventory in the S&Ps, it's probably to the long side. We did open down here. We're holding some overnight longs here, but we're in range. Overall, I would say we're probably in balance as far as the longer time frame, right at the lower end of the longer time frame value area, which is very narrow for that time frame. Below value from Friday, still kind of adhering to this trend line up here. Okay, it has a tendency to jump around a little bit. 1, 2, 3 points of contact. So what are we doing then? Well, my expectation is, just as was suggested in the chat, stay patient. Swapnel was the one who said it's going to be choppy, so patience is the key for today, and I'm going to wholeheartedly agree. Now, we all know that anything can happen. ACH. So Fred says the daily auction in the S&P, a P formation, indicative of short covering, which does take buying power out of the market. You can see it right here. All the volume on Friday was up here, but we did end up putting in a late spike. Here's the TPO chart. This does not include the overnight. We've got two P-shaped profiles, one after another. Short covering, short covering. We did lose 7,700 in open interest on Friday, which would be indicative of short covering if the market is trying to push higher, putting up a P-shaped profile. So there's probably a good chance we did have some short covering, which took buying power out of the marketplace. And then we put in a late spike. So the base of the late spike, 39.43.5. If we open above the base of the late spike, it's indicative of rejection of lower pricing. Right now, we're just teetering right on it. Now, I also like to watch the base of the late spike, which puts us all the way up here at 39.59. So, are we accepting lower pricing? A lot of it, I think, depends on where this market opens. If it opens in the late spike, I'm going to say yes. Now, Fred, one thing. This includes the overnight sessions. We have overnight sessions that have put in our recent lows. We know that the market does not like to leave recent lows, recent highs, all-time lows, or all-time highs hanging out there in the overnight session. This is a relatively weak low as well. Look at the overnight low, a weak low. I'm not expecting anything big today, and I'm probably not going to be overall impressed or pushed into a position based off this late spike, which usually means that it's going to be very impactful. But this is the one thing that keeps me a little bit worried for the upside traders, is that we've got a weak low and we've got overnight recent lows in the overnight session. Again, the market doesn't like to leave those. It will. Anything, of course, can happen. Let's take a look at crude oil now. Your downside structure is intact. We had some suspicion that we may see some sort of a pullback, some sort of a short covering event happen on Friday, and maybe to some degree it did happen, but it wasn't as impressive as we might think it was. Volume was relatively low. We added 11,000 in open interest on Friday, which would be contrary to the idea that we had a short covering event. We should see open interest drop. So the open interest increase is healthy to the downside auction. The downside target is a measured move that takes us from this high to this swing low. Then from this high to a projected swing low that puts us down to almost 64.50. Now remember, a week or so ago, the White House stated that they were going to start to replenish the strategic petroleum reserve when crude oil got to around $70. Well, look at the low from yesterday, from last week, I should say, and Friday. 70.08. If they're going to start to be buying crude oil at 70, don't you think there'll be a little bit of support there? There'd be a little competition for those types of levels, right? We did see some pretty good excess at the low here on Friday. Take a look at the 30. So we got down there and it rejected relatively swiftly. We do have settlement at 71.02. Where are we now? We're about there. Overnight inventory, maybe a little bit short, maybe mixed. We're in range. We're in value. We know that this 70 level is going to be somewhat critical as far as support level. And if they do start to purchase crude oil at $70, that should put a bottom in this for a while, don't you think? Here's the 30. So again, in range, in value, stay patient. I'm looking for opportunities near last week's low, near our overnight low. This move to the downside was actually relatively organized. We've only left a couple of naked points of control above that are within reach. Here's the TPO. The market left some anomalies. We don't really have a high excess low here in the profile, but on the daily chart, it looks like more excess than that. We just opened in range and in value. Stay patient. Low excess, low, high excess, highs. And we've started leaving some anomalies. We got an anomaly, sort of, right here. Just something that sticks out as anything that you can call an anomaly. Got another one up here that was checked on Friday. That one was retested. So maybe there's the hint of the nuance of lower confidence to the downside beginning to appear in these profiles. And down around 70, if the White House, if the U.S. starts buying crude at 70, that is going to put in the low. Nasdaq. You're showing current price above yeah, you got something going on there. There is we're going to go into the Nasdaq now, but here's the weekly kickoff levels in the S&Ps. Not sure what market you're talking about, but I know there was an issue with the Nasdaq. So here's weekly kickoff low, 38.30 in the S&Ps, and 41.68 to the upside. Crude oil. We've got 75.30 above and 64.5 down below. Nasdaq is a little bit goofy because we put 11,888, which is up here as weekly kickoff low. It's 11,188. We messed up and put an 8 where a 1 needed to be. All right. Hopefully Nasdaq that even things up for you. It can also be that you're looking at the December contract where these are March numbers. All right. So, all right, here's the Nasdaq. More of a range-bound market than the S&Ps. Rollover range established. Friday continuation. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, let's put that up here. That's where that belongs. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Balancing for the last 3 sessions of the day. In balance now. Again, a lot of rollover going on and positioning for the CPI and FOMC this week. One big difference is the Nasdaq did not put in a late spike on Friday. It closed near the low, but we did not get the late spike. All right, so we're holding some overnight longs here in range and in value. Swapnel was right. I'm going to be staying patient today. The market's in range and value, in balance. Patience is going to certainly pay for us today. Here's gold. Volume waffling, but maintaining overall. But where are we? We're just kind of waffling and maintaining as well. Open interest increase on a push to the upside on Friday. We added 39 estimated new contracts in gold on Friday. But where is it? It's central. Price is central inside last week's range. Central inside weekly kickoff high and low. This market is really range bound and more likely to be short time frame controlled. Of course, we do want to keep our patience, of course, today, and we certainly want to keep our eyes on the US dollar. The dollar's keeping things pretty close to the bone today. Here's 30-minute. Holding possibly some overnight shorts. Settlement 18.10.70. We got a little bit of excess up here. Opening, well, we opened out of range, out of value. We've closed the gap, but have found no acceptance. So when the market is like this in short time frame control, it trades to short time frame levels. There are a lot of them available to this market. Naked points of control down below. I haven't put those on yet. Another one higher that we already checked this one. Value lows, value highs, range lows. Be patient in gold today if you are going to be trading it. I'm kind of viewing it as a back burner market right now because it is so range bound, and I'm expecting all of these markets really to find ranges and stay in them today. Now that I've said that, market loves to make a liar out of me. Manambina, yes, we do allow traders to hold open positions during news, although it's usually highly risky and not a good idea. I don't hold positions into major economic numbers, and I've been at this 30 years. Here's the 10-year last week, falling again into continuing into range-bound activity. The market centrally located in last week's range, inside value, inside the weekly kickoff high and low, which these should be kind of coming into or getting closer to the market as we stay here in this range for longer. We added 26,000 in open interest on a downside move, maybe some short sellers probably taking a little bit of heat. Maybe they were long, getting out. Also, here's the 30. So a lot of these markets are not all that remarkable today. finding things to say about them is difficult, which is not encouraging for bigger opportunities, if you ask me. Overnight, we're in range. We opened in value, apparently trying to reject value, but we've got a B-shaped profile. Long liquidation meets new shorts with the increase in open interest. Here's the TPO chart. So B-shaped, long liquidation, again, meeting new shorts. Tested to the point of control here, not the volume point of control. Inside the range, stay patient. Stay patient. And we're inside right in the middle of balance. Really going to try and stay patient there. And look at the natural gas, as close to an island low as we can get without actually having one. How about that? Close that gap on Friday. The market opening above weekly kickoff high and finding support there overnight. So far in the regular trading hour session as well. We lost 4,000. Probably some shorts getting squeezed out on Friday. Here's the 30. Look at all the naked points of control down below here. But this market is holding that weekly kickoff line. So this weekly kickoff level offers a wonderful opportunity to limit risk. Even if it's a loss, you can limit the risk on this. So does this actually create an island low? We gap down to it, gap away from it. We did close the regular trading hour session gap on Friday, but it still smacks of excess or rejection at this low. So Caesar 760 could be an opportunity for brave traders. Well, that would be a pretty decent move to the upside from here, wouldn't it? I like the way you're thinking. I think you're looking for big opportunities with small risk. Yes, it is not currently full. Shaw, what is the size of the... I've looked it up recently. I don't remember. Nasdaq, I was wondering why my candles from the Asia Open to currently look like the same as yours, but I'm showing a 30-point gap. Nasdaq, if you are seeing something that doesn't make sense to you and you're on TS Trader, if you click on the chart and press F5, it's going to make the chart go away for a minute, but it's going to restart the platform. Sometimes if there's a display error, hitting F5 and restarting the platform can straighten it out for you. I'm not sure if you may be looking at a continuation chart, which may not be adjusting for the current month. Spencer, trading natural gas was the first time I got funded, also the first time I blew the account. Yeah, it's a vicious market, right? Yeah, we will certainly see what the markets believe, right? So, all right, I am going to take my deep breath. I'm going to remind myself to stay humble, grateful, creative, and centered in my trading today. hopefully you have a good trading day. We've got lots of events today between Make Hogue Money and group coaching and the recap at the end of the day. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you throughout the day, and I will look forward to seeing you. All right. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have a great trading day. Looking forward to seeing you 12:30 for group coaching. Get out there and profit today. Calm, cool, patience. Patience will pay today. Have a great trading day.